we used to live in bounded communities, bounded meaning that there was some physical distance and that all the institutional life or most of the institutional life was place-based. And so you had overlapping place-based institutions and you had lots of ways people could meet. Clearly the car has had a dramatic impact, but it's also, we've done many things in terms of how we've designed institutions, how we've thought about success, how we've built our landscape that basically have ensured that most Americans don't even live in a place. They live in what I would call a placeless environment in which you might have a house, there might be streets with lots of houses, there might be green areas. I'm thinking 10 minutes from me, they built like this ideal area. Houses are nice, streets are nice, lots of places to walk, and there's no place to meet people. Our idea of a beautiful life, if I may say so, is an isolated life where you have your career, you have your house, you have your green, and I think green is great. I live a couple of blocks from the woods, but we don't think more than that. So we've basically thought of happiness as being alone.
Yeah.
And then you wonder, being alone, or at least your household being alone, but to some extent, it's about just being alone. And then you wonder why we have loneliness, despair, mistrust. It's all actually natural. We've created a society that promotes these things, and then you wonder how we ended up with them. It's a kind of, I don't think it was intentional, but basically the design of the society in terms of institutions and places and everything is basically designed for the individual to be alone.
Yeah. Let's talk about solving this problem. I mean, you argue that the approach that's needed is not top-down nor bottom-up. It's not a kind of government policy-driven solution, nor is it some sort of market-driven solution, but sideways. What does that mean? And then I'd love to sort of think through a couple of the examples, but maybe if you could talk about, for starters, how something like Life Remodeled in Detroit is an exemplar of this sort of sideways solution.
I would say that you cannot create relationships with policy. There are some policies or some government actions which I think could be very important, but they're not the traditional way. We tend to think of policy as something material. We're going to give you more time off from work if you have a baby. We're going to give you more income. We're going to encourage people to work. We tend to think Americans do not realize how atomized their way of thinking is. They tend to think of everything in terms of individuals, and they tend to think of a lot of things in terms of policy, which means material. And I think what we really need to think about are structures. The key thing is here, if we want to address this problem, we need to build structures. And so I'll get to the Life Remodeled example, but the single most important thing is to re-envision our country such that everyone lives in a neighborhood, and to think hard about what it means to create a country full of flourishing neighborhoods. That is like for me, the big vision is if every person lived in a well-recognized neighborhood, and when I give book talks, I list 10 items in terms of an identity, a center, community school, other places to meet, local institutions, all the things you can list. And some of them are they're just things you would see in any good neighborhood. We need to think about society, a set of neighborhoods, and then we need to work hard to ensure each of those neighborhoods are flourishing. But again, ultimately, what has to happen in society. And when I say horizontal, I mean horizontal on two levels. One is the relationships within a neighborhood. And on a second level, it's thinking across neighborhoods. So it could be relationships between neighborhoods, or that we work simply place by place by place. We don't think of policy, government downward. We don't think of, it's nice to have these spontaneous, locally led efforts, and that's also great, and we should support that. But we have to think that there's 330 million Americans. There are literally hundreds of thousands of neighborhoods or potential neighborhoods. And we need to think as a country that each of those need to flourish.
Beauty at Work is brought to you by Templeton Religion Trust. If you enjoyed this clip, go check out the full episode. And please take a moment to subscribe and leave us a review. It really helps get the word out about the show. Thanks, and see you next time.